Ago, Da Nang was one of the main bases from which the United States prosecuted its war against communist forces in this country. Today, it's one of the most prosperous cities in Vietnam and a fitting location to host this historic visit by the US carrier, bringing the Americans, say, a message of peace and friendship and a wish to ensure stability in this region. But remember, Da Nang is also the city from which Vietnam makes its own claims to islands in the South China Sea, islands it contests with China. Indeed, the two countries have had deadly clashes over those islands in the past, and it is the backdrop of increased Chinese assertiveness and construction on the South China Sea islands that makes this American visit so symbolically important, giving the Vietnamese a powerful message of support for its claims, or at least for the international rights of passage in this region. Now remember, these two countries have been very slowly and quietly rebuilding their military ties in recent years. The Americans clearly want that relationship to continue. The Vietnamese government clearly wants the Americans engaged in this region. But it isn't going to go too far. Despite this spectacular visit today, there are still no military exercises between them, still no Vietnamese purchases of American military equipment. For Vietnam, what's all important is its relationship with China, with which it shares a 1,000-kilometer border. And for all of its overtures to the Americans, there's been a great deal of quiet diplomacy to reassure China that this is multifaceted diplomacy, this is not a major shift over to the American side. And I think for Vietnam, it is important that they maintain that careful balance between these two superpowers.